Ladies and gentlemen, I hope this video finds you well. Today I have some good news, a little bit of good news, a little bit of decent news. I have spoilers for episode 126 of Dragon Ball Super. But before we go any further, just two quick things to get out of the way. The first one is, my name is Dooley. You can find me at youtube.com/Dooley, but you won't just find me, you'll find a community of over 26,000 Dragon Ball Super fans, a growing family that you are welcome to be a part of. You can join by clicking the subscribe button below this video or the link in the description. If you do, then welcome to the family in advance. The second thing is, guys, as a courtesy, in case you came across this video on accident and you do not want to be spoiled, go ahead and exit the video now. I will not take it personally. There are literally hundreds of other videos on my channel that you will likely enjoy, most of which are spoiler free, like this one. It's a video about Zalama that I recently uploaded. It talks about who exactly Zalama is and why he is likely more important and more powerful than even the Omni King Zeno. But if you're still here, I think it's fair to assume that you are here because you are ready for these spoilers, and so am I. So I am going to unblur them in 5 seconds. Thank you to Herms over on Twitter for these translations. The title for episode 126 of Dragon Ball Super is Surpass Even a God, Vegeta's Life-Risking Blow. This episode airs on February 4th, 2018, and the summary is, Vegeta battles the God of Destruction, Toppo. The cornered Toppo starts using his true power as a candidate for God of Destruction. He and Jiren attack. However, Vegeta faces off against Jiren with a non-stop full power attack. Who will be the victor? 17 and Frieza this week in dire straits. 17 and Frieza try to defeat Toppo. 17 by using rocks to attack, and Frieza by using his psychic powers. However, both are felled by Toppo's counter attack. Holy crap, guys, so much I want to say, so much I want to talk about, but let's start from the beginning. Let's start with the title. Surpass Even a God, Vegeta's Life-Risking Blow. This title isn't completely new. It's been changed slightly, but it isn't completely new. It was revealed to us in previous spoilers about a week and a half ago. Now, this title heavily implies that Vegeta will be surpassing a god of destruction in episode 126 of Dragon Ball Super. I want to be clear, it doesn't confirm that. Only thing it confirms is that Vegeta will be attempting to surpass a god of destruction. But I think it heavily implies that he will succeed, and here's why. If this title exists in a vacuum, we could just say we don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe he'll risk his life and fail and be eliminated or die because he's risking his life here. But guys, this information does not exist in a vacuum. We do know a little bit more about what's going on. First thing is, Vegeta just got a new form, a new power-up that even the Grand Priest described as having boundless energy with no bounds. Because Vegeta's new form was described as Vegeta breaking through his shell by the Grand Priest, which is the same verbiage Whis used to describe Goku achieving Ultra Instinct for the first time. Guys, and because all we've seen of Vegeta so far is him throwing a few punches at Jiren and using a final flash, I think it's fair to assume that we have not seen the full extent of Vegeta's new power yet. And if that is the case, I believe that episode 126 will be the first true showcase of Vegeta's limit breaker power. And for me, even though at times I can be a cynic, I don't think it makes sense that the first full display of Vegeta's power is a failure. His life-risking blow ends in his life being taken. It doesn't really make much sense. It means we would never get to see what this form was truly capable of. And that is why I think this title heavily implies that Vegeta will succeed. He will surpass a god of destruction in episode 126 or very early in 127 of Dragon Ball Super. Now, when we first got this title, I thought that this surpassing a god comment was being made based off of Vegeta's fight with Jiren. I thought this life-risking blow was going to come about by Vegeta attacking Jiren with all his energy, or Vegeta attempting to take a blow from Jiren that he knew would put his life on the line. But obviously at that time, I did not know about this behemoth of a reveal, which is that we are going to get a Toppo versus Vegeta rematch. I know a smile just appeared on a ton of Vegeta fans' faces. Stop trying to hide it. Wipe that cheesy smile off your face. You look ridiculous. No, I'm just kidding. I'm smiling too. Guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. At first, I was a bit nervous because in my mind, Vegeta's life-risking blow had little to no chance of working against Jiren just because of the way Jiren has been written so far in this tournament. But I think the fact that it's being used against Toppo, who wasn't even supposed to be fighting Vegeta, he should still be fighting against Frieza and Android 17, and I'm gonna talk about that in a second. But the fact that all of a sudden he's now fighting Vegeta again implies to me that the writers are planning to use Toppo as a stepping stone, as a means to showcase what Vegeta is capable of. And that's very exciting, but let's move on to the rest of the summary. It says, the corner Toppo starts using his true power as a candidate for God of Destruction. He and Jiren attack Vegeta. However, Vegeta faces off against Jiren with a non-stop full power attack. Who will be the victor? Guys, this part of the spoiler creates so many questions for me. And I'm talking massive questions. First of all, shouldn't Toppo be fighting Frieza and Android 17? Did he manage to eliminate both of them? If that's the case, that is obviously crazy. Secondly, where is Goku? Why would Vegeta be getting attacked by both Toppo and Jiren at the same time? My brain right now is going 1,000 miles an hour trying to figure this out. And the only thing I can come up with is this. And this is kind of a reach because we don't have enough evidence now to support this. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say it anyway. The only thing I can think of to make this all sort of make sense is maybe Toppo is rampaging. Maybe the reason why Toppo doesn't use his God of Destruction power very often is because he can't control it. And when he starts using it, maybe it's almost like Uzaru form for Saiyans. He just sort of loses himself. Maybe that's why he's only a candidate. And I'm reaching because I don't have enough evidence for this yet. But if that is the case, it'll make sense that both Frieza and Android 17 are still on the platform, but Toppo is just rampaging. He spots Vegeta for whatever reason, and although he's still in a fight with Frieza and Android 17, he ignores them and starts attacking Vegeta. I'm curious to know how you guys feel about this. Obviously, we don't have enough evidence for a definitive yes or no yet, but let me know what your instincts are telling you. Do hashtag Toppo so we know that you're talking about this part of the video, and do yes or no. Yes, if you agree with this theory, you think Toppo is just rampaging off of this new power, and do no if you disagree, you think it's something else, like both Android 17 and Frieza have already been eliminated. Let's continue. One thing that's crazy about all this is if you follow the spoilers chronologically, it kind of implies that first Vegeta fights with God of Destruction Toppo. He does this life-risking blow thing. He unlocks or showcases his new power, his power beyond the god, and then he starts this full-powered attack against Jiren. To me, this all sort of makes sense, even though it is reaching. I don't have enough evidence yet to support this, but this is just where my brain is going. It makes sense to me because we all already knew that Vegeta needed another power-up to be relevant in this tournament, or we at least needed to see the full power of his current power-up, and I think this is where all of this is getting to. Anyway, on to the final part of these spoilers. 17 and Frieza this week in dire strength. 17 and Frieza try to defeat Toppo. 17 by using rocks to attack rocks? Anyway. And Frieza by using his psychic powers. However, they are both felled by Toppo's counterattack. Alright, I don't know what rocks to attack means. We're talking about God of Destruction level power. People who can probably tank planets and the explosion of stars. I'm not too sure what you expect rocks to do against them. Maybe it's like key infused rocks or something like that, right? Because if it's not, Android 17, you and I need to have a conversation. It says Frieza is trying to use his psychic powers. Why isn't he just attacking? Why isn't he using Ki Blast? Are they talking about his telekinesis? We saw him use it to float those rocks when he was fighting Dispo. Is Frieza going to be going after Toppo's mind? If that's the case, is that additional evidence to support that Toppo isn't fully there, to support that Toppo is likely rampaging right now? Either way, it doesn't matter. It says that both Android 17 and Frieza are felled by Toppo's counterattack. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, this is a little weird. What does felled mean in this sentence? I wish Herms had used a different word here in the translation, because Feld isn't very common. Does that mean they were eliminated? In all fairness, if they both were eliminated, then that would explain why Toppo is now free to go attack Vegeta. But that just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense, especially with Frieza. Now, I think it's likely that we're going to see an Android 17 elimination in the next few episodes. That's just my prediction. But with Frieza, I expect a lot more. We saw things like Frieza resisting God of Destruction Ki before this tournament, which heavily implies that here in his fight with Toppo, he will be doing something similar. There is also a lot of mystery and build up to Frieza having a bigger plan in this tournament. Him doing things like saving Goku and saying that Omni King was going to bow to him. I was on the verge of making a video specifically about Frieza in the rest of this tournament. And if he is eliminated here in 126, it will be so anticlimactic in my opinion. I mean, obviously we've seen something similar with Universe 4 and with Gohan, so I won't put it past the writers. We know they're just trying to wrap this all up, but that will just feel so low to me. Obviously we don't know, but it just doesn't feel right that both Android 17 and Frieza will be eliminated in one episode and they'll just give it away in spoilers like this. It just doesn't make sense. I want to make a prediction here, but I don't have enough evidence to support either side. All I can say is that my instincts say, my initial feelings say that Frieza and Android 17 are not eliminated. They are still on the platform. Maybe they're just out of the fight for a few moments. However, because Toppo is fighting Vegeta in this episode, he's no longer fighting Frieza and Android 17, because I know that the writers are trying to hurry this along. After 126, there will only be 5 episodes left in Dragon Ball Super as far as we know. I think I cannot deny the possibility that both Android 17 and Frieza will be eliminated in 126. I hate to say it, but there is a possibility. Either way, that is all I have for you guys. I can't lie, I'm pretty excited. Regardless of what happened, this is going to be a big episode, a plot moving episode, so I can't wait. Let me know what you guys think about this though. Obviously, I spoke about a lot in this video, so let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Guys, as usual, my name is Dooley. You can follow this channel outside of YouTube via social media links in the description. Hashtag DoCrew. I love you guys. Thank you for checking out this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.